That's right, people. I want to welcome you out to the show tonight. This is Late Night Shenanigans with Massey himself, all right? Big shout out to Spreaker, all right? Now I'm saying it right. It's not speaker, all right? During the intro yesterday, when I, went live and introduced myself to Spreaker, I was saying speaker as if, to say speaker isn't already copywritten. We all know what a speaker is. Let's not act like we don't know what a speaker is, but I was missing an R. All right. So, when you definitely go follow the show, I need you to do that at Spreaker. Shout out to, big shout out to Spreaker. They're doing a thing. I'm loving it right now. I'm still learning how to work this particular app though, but I love this app. I'm really starting to fall in love with the new platform. Get that a round of applause right there. No cap. And it's crazy. Did I just say no cap? Shout out to the younger generation out here that don't understand what they actually classify as, if you know what I mean. Understand what I say when I say that. I'm talking about the generational thing, all right? Like me, I'm just finding out. I'm like a true millennial. Shit is crazy. Big shout out to Massey himself. I am like a true millennial, like the jump off, the beginning, the start of the millennials. All right. Now, these younger generational individuals, they don't even understand what they even are. They use the word no cap a lot. All right. Now let's get the fuck into it. Let's just dive right into this shit. Back in my day, all right, when a person said cap or, no cap, no cap would have been, that would have been a sad situation, all right, for a brother like myself back when I was coming up, teenage years. If a female told me that it would be no cap. All right. So I don't understand the language of today's society with the younger generation because they say everything backwards and everything that seems to be backwards now is going forward. No cap, and shout out to Rashida, man. Shout out to she over here. What the hell are you doing? She over here like bobbing her head and shit. It's late night. We vibing right now. And she is over here fucking dozing off, literally. Can you fix your neck? Fix your neck. Shout out to Rashida though, man. She's doing big things with the show. I'm fucking with it. Wait, do I need to get you the fuck up out of here? She's getting me the fuck up out of here. No cap. But I don't want to get too far off of the topic tonight of the shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? But I had to just put y'all on game right then. Rashida was over there, she had the bobblehead. No cap, no cap, no cap, as the youngsters would say. But, we have to get in tune, all right? Late night shenanigans, man. Give Rashida a round of applause for that, man. No cap. Yeah. So, Spreaker is the new platform, and you can catch me on all platforms now. That's what's cool about the podcast game as a whole now, people. It's like when you get, monetized, they actually send you through all of the, the podcast platforms that are hot. All right. So it's all about choices nowadays when it comes down to people who are, radio personality and trying to podcast out here. And it's crazy. I've been doing internet radio a long time. And this is for new followers. Anybody that's tuning into the Massey show, a new follower, if you will. I've been doing this thing a long time. And, just as far as, this radio personality thing. All right. I've always had a vision of being on a platform where I was bringing my perspective my kind of way. And when this avenue opened up and I found out that, I could pay a little grip and have an internet radio show. That was it for me. And that happened around 2009. So I've been going strong since then. And it's amazing to me how the podcast game has took off. All right. I mean, turn around wherever you go. Somebody's listening to a podcast. All right. And I can remember when, and this is about maybe 8 years ago, people. All right. I was on the come up and nobody was really listening. And I expected that. I was like, well, people just, I don't know. I'm saying? The public was not really accepting the show. Or maybe it was just they wasn't accepting me. Or thought I was lying about the situation. Either or, all right, it was rough starting out. But me, I'm so introverted. Some would say I'm narcissistic, but I don't think so. I just think that I'm so into my thought process and the vision that I usually have in my brain that, I try to make that come true. So, and as you can see, very successful with this podcast thing, 10 years down the line, people. So it's all about staying consistent. All right. And I had to get in the mindset of this, people. All right. The world it's a whole world. All right. Think about this for a second. Let's do the numbers. How many people are in the world? Don't even try to do that math right there. You know what I'm saying? It's don't even try to do the math right now. Just listen. All I'm saying is, if people are hating on you in your city, all right, if people are not supporting the movement that you got going on, then it's safe to say that you need to create your own lane and understand that the internet is widespread. All right. Big shout out to the fan club over there in Bangkok. They're doing their thing and fucking with the show heavy. So all I'm saying is you could be in Texas. All right. You could be in, I don't know, Montana. Guess what? The world is bigger than where you are. It's a whole world, people. Utilize the internet to your advantage. Drop good content. And eventually people will latch on to what you're doing if they're messing with that type of particular perspective and content. People understand that. And it wasn't until I got that mindset and started thinking bigger than my city while being in my city. All right. Notice what I said now. I had to start thinking outside of my city while being in my city. Because the city was slowly but surely catching on to what Ray Massey had going on. And yeah, I wasn't letting off the throttle. Let's just keep it real. I wasn't letting off the throttle. All right. I was clearly trying to make a statement. And that's just to let these people know that I'm Ray Massey and I'm not going nowhere. You need to get the fuck into it. And I rolled off in the sunset of complete failures. But with every failure, there was a stepping stone, people. I learned. So with successes, failure's coming. You need to accept failure right now on your come up and understand that nobody's going to believe in what you're doing but you. Really, you got to make yourself understand that first. All right. And you're going to lose some friends. A lot of people aren't going to be there. All right. A lot of people are not going to believe in what you're doing. You going to let that stop you? Shit get funky. This thing gets real greasy, if you know what I mean. Spreaker is doing that goddamn. I'm fucking with Spreaker. All right. So look, listen, follow me on all platforms, people. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I'm being generated right now through every popping podcast platform that you could name, from Deezer on down. I just put you people on game right now. Deezer. A lot of you people don't even, are y'all even familiar with Deezer? That's a beautiful app. You should try it. Music, all kinds of shit, people. So all I'm saying is expand your horizons. All right. It's time for you to get your thing out there. Nonetheless, people. Now, moving on tonight's late night shenanigans, because I got a lot of shenanigans to talk about. I'm kind of feeling myself tonight, so we're going to kind of dig into it a little bit, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Despite the pandemic and all this crazy shit going on in the world today, people, we have to stay tuned to really what's going on in the world. Things are evolving and changing right before our eyes, nonetheless. And some seem to think that, the president could just, with a snap of a finger, change some shit. And it's not that easy. Shit ain't that complex. But one thing I will say about the president, he is a goddamn American. All right, people. He is a American, white, I might add, with money on a whole nother level. Basically, you can say he's more than likely a gangster. So with that being said, people, the revenue is coming up through, the states. Understand that. People are getting stimulus checks now. All right. The money's rolling through. People are, social distancing themselves, trying to get back in the swing of things. But we have to ask ourselves, are we opening up the cities, the states, all of these surrounding areas? All right. Are we opening up too quick? Is it too fast, if you will? Now, this thing shut the whole goddamn country down for a minute, people. Understand that. And it happened way before it even hit the US of A. All right. Now, them folks in China over there, was going through it. Wuhan, China was not friendly. All right. Coronavirus spread it like clay, if you know what I mean. So we have to ask ourselves, people, is it a bigger plot? What type of plot is, because one thing we do know, and people have a lot to say about the president, but one thing I can say about the president is the revenue, all right? The businesses, business owners. Taking care of them, people, all right? If you got some part of the earth, if you own something, hey, man, you got something working for yourself. And that's what I'm getting up out of this whole thing as I pay attention, you know what I'm saying, to really what's going on in politics, because politics is crazy. I try to stay the fuck away from politics. I really don't, I don't like to get political, but with so much shit going on in 2020, so much has happened in 2020 politically, all right? You can't help but talk about it if you're in the media. So, and understand this, a lot of people try to water me down, all right? A watered down version of Ray Massey would never be the right version of Ray Massey. I can't fucking water myself down, people. And then too, when I'm doing my thing on my podcast, like I've been doing, I'm trying to reach another genre and sector of people. Understand it. It's like, one thing about it is levels. Just like you got middle class, you got upper class, lower class. Listen, I'm trying to touch people who are like me and maybe in a lower class than me. Understand what I mean when I say that? You got people who are struggling, but they have. But then you have people who don't have and struggling. So it's levels to struggling. You understand what I'm saying? Some people don't have a roof over their head. That's struggling. That's survival. So we have to get in tune, people. We just have to get the fucking tune, because the revenue is definitely coming up through this goddamn. Look, man, so many jobs have been generated. I'm trying to tell you. Pay attention to what's going on and stop looking at all this. Pay attention to the numbers. That's what I want you all to do. Pay attention to the goddamn numbers. Because one thing about it, Yo Gotti said it the best. Shout out to Yo Gotti, North Memphis in the house. Listen, women lie, men lie, but what? Numbers, people, they don't goddamn lie. No cap, no cap. as my young men of the younger generation would say. No cap. On God. And I really don't understand the on God thing. These young people out here are losing it. I'm like, why the fuck are y'all putting everything on God? Like, since God body. Only if they knew that the God was in them. Nonetheless, people, let's get the fuck into this break real quick. That's right, people. Look, listen. Coronavirus is definitely taking over Memphis. And I don't think people are really getting the social distancing thing. All right. This is an update from Ray Massey dealing with the COVID-19 in Memphis. Listen, people, and it's the craziest shit I've ever heard, but we have to work together to stay apart. What type of shit is that? I tell you what that is. That means we need to stay the fuck in the house and quarantine our goddamn self. Simple as that. Don't be all out in listen, you don't even know people may have the virus, all right, and don't even know they have the virus. That's scary itself. Last time I checked, I think AIDS worked the same goddamn way, or fucking HIV. Something like that. It's like shit lies dormant. Whenever something can lie fucking dormant, people, that's fucking crazy. Whenever you're, possibly fucking infected and you show no symptoms, that is some scary shit. So with that being said, you don't want to risk even taking that shit back home. All right. Why would you even, come on, man. You got a family. So it's safe to just stay the fuck at home. And as far as opening all the cities and states and shit back up, I think it's a goddamn setup. That's what I think. Because if we can't, and then who's to say that we really got this thing under control if this thing is really viral and pandemic like they say? Come on, man. Let's use some common sense. And I'm going to let that sit and ponder for a minute. So, in his press break, COVID-19 will continue to be a goddamn pain in the ass, people. Even if it is fake and a hoax and all this old extra shit that they saying. Hey, man, all I know is an agenda is being rolled through. It's playing on out right before our eyes. And if you can't see it, then I guess you're just the walking blind. No cap. This is going to wrap it up for that news break right there. No cap. Damn. Breaking news was the shit. Stamped and approved by Ray Massey. Nonetheless, now, moving forward, I'm going to switch the whole topic up real quick because I'm about to end the show very soon, but I'm going to end it on a sweet note. All right. Now, a lot of people are, being themselves in 2020. All right. It's a good time to actually be yourself. I would say that because a lot of things are accepted now in 2020, people. A lot of things that, went on back in the 90s, in the 80s, all right, in the 70s. They're just not going on in 2020 because the evolution of the world is really coming to, I guess, what it was always written to be by whoever wrote the goddamn script. All right. And trust me, I do think it was a select few people who wrote the script and they made it fucking happen. So it's safe to say that these people actually screwed nations of motherfucking people. All right. Nations. So boy, I tell you the truth. Sometimes I just get so passionate about what I'm talking about when I talk it, because I'm gonna tell you why, people. Because sometimes when you know some shit, but you don't know some shit, but then you be knowing some shit because you see some shit, it's kind of scary. And then when you connect some dots and make some sense out of it, motherfuckers start looking at you like you crazy. Understand where I'm going with this. Follow me. Now, it's like knowing what you don't know, the unknowing. It's like it's like that feeling that you get, that gut feeling that something fucked up finna happen. And something fucked up happened. Hey man, sometimes you got to listen to that little gut ass feeling. Or should I say, most times you should listen to that gut feeling, because that's your conscience letting your ass know that something ain't right. Or you need to get the fuck away from there, because it'll be another sad song. Don't become the statistic. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No, we're going to fix that shit today. No cap, as these youngsters say. Because it's time, people. It's goddamn time. I get passionate about this thing because I be knowing some shit and I don't even be knowing some shit. It's like I'll dream some shit and I'll look at the news and goddamn it, that shit is on the news. How deep is that? I don't know what fucking stratosphere I be in sometimes, but these lucid dreams can be a goddamn bitch. It's like a gift and a curse. No cap, people. Spreaker is in full effect, man. I'm fucking with Spreaker. Get that a round of applause. Goddamn. That's right, people. Clap it up. Clap it up. Damn it. Clap it up. Yes. I think I'm going to end the show on that, people, nonetheless, man. And food for thought on tonight, people. Food for thought. Listen. And follow me on Spreaker, all right? And if you're on Google, Apple, all the, Castbox, all this old extra stuff. Listen, I'm streamed on all of those too, but I definitely need that follow right here on Spreaker because, hey, this is what I'm doing. Spreaker is where you're going to find the new drops, all of the new episodes. Anytime I'm talking shit on radio, all right, it would be dropped on Spreaker and YouTube and thus after. So with that being said, have a good night, all right? Have sex tonight. Do your thing, knock some boots and wear rubber. This is Ray Massey in full effect. COVID-19 is real, so don't act like it's fake. Join me tomorrow. Ray Massey.